Hey guys, I'm Katsa.
I'm Lutzie.
Welcome to our first long video where we will be talking about how we got into competitive gaming. So I started playing games when I was around 4 years old.
I also started when I was around 4 or 5.
So we're about 3 years apart, and when I was 4, my brother got me into StarCraft 1, and I think she was too young to play at the time, so she was just watching until she was old enough. Not that 4 years old is old enough, but we got into it very early.
So the first game I can remember playing is probably Diablo 2. I think I was around 4 or 5 when I played it. I was playing with my sister and my brother.
We were not like that competitive at the time, but when League came out, we started playing around in season 3.
Yeah, we started playing season 3.
Yeah, and I remember my first champion being Miss Fortune.
I remember the first game we played, I wanted to pick Miss Fortune because she just looked cool to me. But then my sister picked her before me, so I couldn't pick her. So then the character that looked the second coolest to me was Caitlyn, so that's my first champion that I played.
And she ended up maining it, I think.
Yes. At the start, I played support in League, but then later on, I eventually started maining ADC, and I actually did main Caitlyn, or she was one of the champions I mained.
And then for me, I started maining mid, so I used to play Lux, and then I played some Orianna and Ari, and then eventually when I started being competitive at League, like ranking, I started maining support. I mained Thresh and Bard, and then I actually got to Masters, once in Season 6 and once in Season 9.
So I didn't really take League that seriously. I only ever played with my siblings and very rarely like some of my friends from school. I do a bot lane with my brother and sometimes my sister, but she was usually playing with like her friends. So yeah, when my brother switched to support, I played ADC, and my mains were Caitlyn, Jinx, Kog'Maw, Tristana, but main two were definitely Caitlyn and Jinx.
And then I remember when she was dueling with our brother, and they got to Diamond a few times, but they would just quit after. And I was the only one that really took League very seriously. Our brother was actually Masters in StarCraft, so that was the game that he really cared about. And then once League came out, I think he just kind of retired from games, but we definitely still play a lot.
So before or right when I quit League, this new game just came out called Apex Legends, and that was in 2019. I was like really bored during that time because it was right when COVID hit. So I checked out Apex and I just fell in love right away and I became addicted. So I grinded really hard. If you add up all of my hours in Apex, present day, it would be maybe like 8k to 10k hours in total. And yeah, I took that game very seriously. I played tournaments, I played competitively, got top 40 in NA. If we're talking about ranks, my peak was top 200, so Apex Predator.
Yeah, and that was the first time I've ever seen her like actually play something that she really enjoys, because she's the youngest sibling, so playing StarCraft and League was kind of just following me and my brother, but Apex was when she really started to get into her own world of gaming.
So yeah, I'd say Apex is the game that made me fall in love with FPS games. Okay, so since I put a lot of hours into Apex, I kind of got burnt out and I didn't really like where the direction the game was going. So ever since I played Apex, I dabbled in some other games like Valorant. So I grinded that a little bit with my friends and I peaked Immortal 3. But I didn't really take Valorant as seriously as Apex. The community is very toxic. I didn't like solo queuing or grinding that game So there's another game on the side I played, which is called Overwatch 2. So I played that with my friends as well, and I main support. I main Kiriko in Overwatch. I picked Master 3, which is my rank currently in Overwatch. And yeah, I love playing support, but I also play DPS sometimes.
For me, kind of same reason with Valorant. Like the community is just pretty toxic, so I kind of stopped playing League as much by then. And then my husband now, my boyfriend at the time, he got me into WoW Classic, and I had a lot of fun playing that game because it was my first MMO that I've ever played, and at the time I didn't really know that you can be like competitive with MMOs. So I gave it a try, and then after spending a really long time, I got into like speedrunning and competing for like server first, and then that was like really competitive. And then 4 years later, I stopped playing WoW Classic because I was running a guild in Classic, and it was just really tiring. Like it feels like a full-time job, but you don't get paid. So I got tired of that, and then I actually got into retail recently. So just a couple months earlier, I found out that they have like a system where you can earn the top 0.1% title for Mythic Plus. And so I started pushing for that, and then I also like it because you can play a healer, which is my favorite role, and you can basically showcase how good you can be at that role and climb for a title. So that's just what I've been doing now.
Present time, I don't really play games as competitively anymore because there isn't one game I really enjoy in that way. So I just play all three games right now: Apex, Overwatch, and Valorant. I'm very competitive. That's why I like playing competitive games. And even if I'm not competing in them, I am very competitive when I play ranked.
Yep, pretty much same with me. I think it runs in the family because our dad is the one that got our brother into games, and our dad still plays. I think he plays Apex, right?
Yeah, he plays Apex.
Yeah, and he's very competitive. He always wants to win. He played at StarCraft before with us, and he basically played with my brother when my brother was growing up. Our brother is like way older than us.
14 years older than me.
Yeah, 11 years older than me. So he's like in a half a generation of, but he is the one that got us into games, and our whole family is very competitive. So that's pretty much where we got our competitiveness from. A lot of girls are not as competitive. I don't know what the reason is, but when we were growing up, we were never told, oh, you're a girl, so you can't play games. We always just didn't really notice a difference between like being a girl and a guy. Like you can just all play games no matter what. And for me, I didn't really notice that being a girl playing games was rare until I started meeting people online.
Yeah. So I'd say all my friends online are guys because it's like more rare to find a girl that is also as competitive as me and plays in the same ranks as me. I do have a few friends that are girls though. It's like more common nowadays compared to before.
Yeah. I would say in like the past 5 to 10 years, there's been like way more girls compared to when we were growing up.
Yeah. But I guess it is a little harder for girls to play games, especially from my experience, games that have in-game voice comms, because once you speak, into your mic, into the game, there's a lot of people that are sexist and a lot of people that will bully you simply because you're a girl. Like they won't expect anything from you. They'll just expect you to be really bad, and they'll always blame you even if it's not your fault because yeah, there's a lot of sexist people in the gaming community.
If you reveal that you're a girl in voice comms, they'll automatically have a bad impression of you.
Yeah, so there's many games I've played in Valorant, for example, which is why I don't really talk, but the times that I did before, I would talk once and then they'll just be like, oh, she's the reason why we lost, later on because I'm a girl. even if they did worse than me. So yeah, very toxic community in Valorant especially, but just in the gaming community. There's sexist people, which is why sometimes girls find it harder to be included in like the gaming community.
Since we grew up not really caring about like genders, and we've always been raised in a way where it doesn't matter what gender you are. If you enjoy gaming and if you want to be competitive, you can do it. So that's why we believe in that, and we're here to make sure we spread it so that the whole world knows.
I agree. I hope the gaming community becomes a safer space for women trying to play games, especially playing games competitively. I think it's getting better, but I still think it needs to improve, and I hope it happens.
As long as more and more women become more competitive in games and show that they can do it, then we can slowly remove the stereotype that girls can't be good at games. Anyway, that's it for our video. Hope you guys enjoyed our story, and we will be posting more gaming related content. We hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, please like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell. We'll keep posting shorts, which is kind of what we mainly do, but we're thinking of doing more long content like this. Maybe vlogs, maybe sit down videos, maybe what we do in a day as a competitive gamer.
Yeah, if you guys have any suggestions for what video you want to see from us, then make sure you comment down below and let us know so we can make the video for you.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in our next video.
Bye.